Hey guys and girls, gamers, nerds alike, and those who found this video by mistake. Welcome to our new show.
Here we look at games old and new, from character designs all the way to soundtracks. It's all here on dusty cartridges.
To broken discs. We take you through all the games you loved growing up with, as well as all the games you play today. He's Big Dave.
And he's Glenn.
And he's Adam. Before we do get into this video, remember to like, comment, and use that trigger finger and smack the subscribe button. And with that out of the way, remember, dust off that cartridge, pick up the controller, and let's talk about this week's episode. So, yes, this week we are talking probably one of the greatest Game Boy games ever made, to put it simply. We're talking Pokemon. Guys, just...
Pokemon!
Pokemon!
Gotta catch 'em all!
I just want to start with, I want to be the very best. But, yeah, Pokemon, what can we say about it? It was
massive back in the day.
It was amazing. That's the only thing that's our episode. That's been our episode.
We'll see you next
Thank you
week.
and good night.
But no, Pokemon, it's probably one of the biggest parts of my childhood growing up. I remember getting a Game Boy. I was playing it on the bus on the way to school. I was playing it at school. I had my Game Boy confiscated, so I got my sister's Game Boy with another version of Pokemon and played it. I had Pokemon cards, all the games, watched all the episodes, watched the films, to the point that I almost had to go to therapy because I was so addicted to Pokemon that everything was Pokemon this, Pokemon that, and you know.
I've seen your bedroom. It's still like that.
Don't let this background fool you, folks.
The fire doesn't even move.
That's just the green screen. Behind this green screen is just Pokemon collectible stuff. I'm just trying to look sophisticated. But no, going off that, Dave, what was sort of like one of your first memories of Pokemon?
Well, I mean, obviously the anime and things like that really got me into it. I mean, back in the late 90s, Pokemon was so big. I mean, obviously it's still big now. It's probably even bigger now. But again, back in the day where we only had the original 150, and now we've got like 2 million, whatever.
There's more Pokemon than there are people on the planet.
Well, to be fair,
It wasn't. Didn't it not start off as like? Was it not 149 and then it went up,
it started off as 151.
That was it. Sorry, I knew it was
151.
I knew it was an odd number.
Yeah, because the creation of Mew was sort of like a last minute thing. So I was reading up about it not long ago that Mew was created as a sales project to get people to buy the game. Basically, they did it as a competition where they released Mew. They had I think it was like 50 Mews to give away in Japan, and over 125,000 people applied in this competition to get Mew. So it was like, when they said it was rare, they weren't joking. So
well, they had all those. Remember the weird glitches and stuff like that you get.
Like Masigno.
What was it, unknown or something like that? And the
Pokemon itself, unknown, came in sort of the gold and silver games, but you had Masigno, which was the Cinnabar Island cheat, which you sort of surfed up and down the side of Cinnabar Island, and you can get unlimited rare candy, unlimited Master Balls. But if you can't Masigno, it sort of like absolutely ruined your game.
Exactly. It was just like a massive glitch, wasn't
it? I'll tell you what, though. Everyone knew that cheat. And then they took it out and sort of when they brought out Pokemon Yellow. And I was like, damn.
I didn't know that cheat.
You didn't know the cheat?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, so for anyone who doesn't know what the cheat was, what you had to do is you had to go and speak to the guy in Viridian City who taught you how to catch Pokemon. So he caught a Pidgey. And after he caught the Pidgey, you flew to Cinnabar Island and you'd surf up and down the right-hand side of Cinnabar Island. And then Masigno would turn up, and whatever item was, I believe it was number 6 in your bag, you'd get unlimited of. So Adam's like, I'm cracking out my old Game Boy tonight. But that's how that's what I did. I did that to like evolve all my Pokemon, so I could actually go through. I remember at one point I did actually catch all 150 on Pokemon Red, and I was like, this is the best day ever. And like where I used to live as a kid, one of the girls who lived at the top of the road, she went, so what have you actually accomplished? And I was like, I've caught 150 Pokemon. What more do you want from me?
I remember that there was cheat codes that you could enter, but I don't ever remember having to surf up and down the side of the screen. I just used to go old school and just put the cheat codes in.
Well, I mean, I remember getting the Game Shark. So you just plug that in, put your game in the back of that, and then you could get Mew, you could get any Pokemon you wanted anywhere. And you were just sort of like, you'd run up and you dive into some grass and it'd be a wild Mew, chuck a Master Ball at it, and then you'd like have like 7 different Mews, and you're just like, these are all mine.
I just like with the old games and stuff like that, you obviously you had like red and green and things like that. And we were so impressed, like back in the day, when Yellow first come out and like Pikachu would follow you and stuff like that. Like if you showed that to a kid nowadays, it'd be like, what the fuck was wrong with you? You were impressed by this.
You dare bring me this piece of drivel?
Do you remember the rumor that was going around that like, if you did what was it for red, green and blue, there was the rumor that you could get a Pikachu from the start if you I think it was basically you had to go in, get him to lay it out, quit, go back at light. There was a certain, apparently, so I tried it, quit, did it for about an hour, wasted my life, never got a Pikachu. Did you guys ever have a preference when you started? Not obviously on the yellow, it's always going to be Pikachu, but on red, blue, and green.
Personally, I was always a Charmander guy.
I went for Charmander. Definitely, Charmander was one of my favorites. I usually did a game when I played as Charmander. Then I'd have Squirtle, and then I'd do another one for another Charmander. I'd never pick Bulbasaur.
I always picked Bulbasaur.
I wasn't a fan.
I never picked Squirtle.
Well, I don't know if this is true, and I'd actually need to research it. But picking your starter Pokemon was also the level of like easy, medium, and hard on the game. So Bulbasaur was easy, Squirtle was medium, and Charmander was hard.
That's why I liked it so much.
I'm just whizzing through this game. I'm playing this with one eye.
No, because you only use them until you could literally. I mean, obviously, in hindsight, looking back, you wouldn't do this, but you could have just caught like a Rattata and been like, "Fuck the Bulbasaur."
Yeah, just powered it
up.
Powered up a
Rattata, fucking Pidgeys and
you got a
Caterpies everywhere.
Rattata that took on the Zapdos. Come on!
Why's my Pidgey got muscles?
So here's the question though, but when you did play the game, did you always keep your starter Pokemon as part of your team?
I did actually, yeah.
I actually did.
Always did. I never changed it. I mean, I did do a game where I had a friend who had it as well. So I started the game 3 times and literally traded over like my Squirtle over, then a Bulbasaur over, and then had a Charmander and then traded them back so that I had all 3 starter Pokemon to begin with. Just because I was like, I'm Ash. Damn right. I'm going to catch a Pikachu from Viridian Forest now. I mean, the game to me, I'd spent many, many days playing it, trading with friends, going out and actually buying a link cable, and you had to be sat like this close to somebody just to sort of play the game. Whereas now, sort of when you play like the newer generations, well, I say the newer stuff, some of it's on the Switch, which I'm a bit behind on, but like the DS sort of stuff and the 3DS, you had like Wonder Trade. Do you guys know what the Wonder Trade is? It is literally a free-for-all on trading. You just pick anything in your party and just chuck it off to trade with somebody randomly through the internet. And then they'll send you something. It could be good. It could be absolutely crap. I was playing, I want to say, I don't actually remember which one. I think it was like X or Y. And I just sent off a lot of like, just literally like the first things you could catch, like the rats or the birds and things like that. Sent them off, and I just got all the starters from that game. And I was like, oh, cool. Next minute, sent off something really rubbish again. And they sent me like a legendary. And I was like, I like this. So this person's thinking that they might be getting something really good if they send off a legendary, and they're getting like a Pidgey, and I'm getting like a Mewtwo. That's pretty much what was happening.
You have no shame, Glenn.
I know,
No.
Yeah. So guys,
You are.
I was robbed.
So
Someone's going to watch this podcast and be like, yeah, you fuck.
He's the one.
The next episode is literally just me and Aid. It's like, so Glenn's been killed.
To the person who traded me all the legendaries from X and Y, I am so sorry that I just sent you the worst stuff I could possibly catch. I was new to the game. I hadn't played that one. I just waited some good stuff. But yeah, going off that, what's sort of like the last one you played that you can remember?
Realistically, one of the last games I played was probably Ruba. I mean, it's one of them. I'm a bit. I went through the phase. I was a big Pokemon fan, but then obviously it did die off. Obviously you get
when they started bringing out Pokemon that were just literally a bag of trash.
It did get to that point where, like you say, it was getting ridiculous. I mean, fair enough. Like the 150 thing was, for the time it was great. And then, like you say, I mean, I think South Park did it best when they were saying like, what was it, Chin Pokemon, where they had literally like you say, shoe.
It was actually a shoe.
Pokemon. It's like Pokemon. For me, it started to get a bit like daft after that. Really, but I think the next time really I kind of got back into it was when Pokemon Go started.
I'll get on to Pokemon Go in a minute. I'll get on to Pokemon Go in a minute.
Time, like you say, I got back into the whole Pokemon thing, really. But
Adam, what about you? What was the last one you remember playing?
Well, funnily enough, I actually have Pokemon Red on my phone, so I was playing it the other day. So, but to be honest, I only played like Red, Blue, Green, Yellow.
Yeah.
And then I never really played. Once it went to Silver, I think I didn't have. Was that when it went to DS?
No, Gold and Silver was still on the Game Boy. Then you had Ruby and Sapphire, which were on Game Boy Advance.
Maybe I did play Gold and Silver. I think Ruby and Sapphire I never got to play because I never got a DS. Like no one would buy me a DS because I was bored. So, and obviously I had other consoles at the time, so I wasn't able to justify also getting a Game Boy. I had the original. The earliest memory I have is on the original Game Boy. Like, you in the back of the car, you're driving, because it's just...
you have to wait for a bit of light.
You can't see. So you got to wait for those little street lights and stuff so you can start
those little rich kids now watching going, hang on a minute, didn't you have one of those lights that you should plug into the side of it and turned it on?
They didn't come out straight away.
Yeah, no, we didn't have those. We did it old school. We sat with a torch in the mouth to play.
Don't you remember that attachment you could get for the Game Boy when it was like the mirror thing? And
like a magnifying glass. Big giant lights on it. Yeah, Jesus.
And then it was like,
wow!
It was a proper game changer when it actually went to a little bit of colour. When the Game Boy Color come out, and it was like the slightest bit of like pigment. But it's like, oh yeah, it's in colour. This is great.
But yeah, as Dave touched on there, I mean, we can't do an episode about Pokemon without mentioning the when the world was at peace for like the space of a month because Pokemon Go was released. The world was at peace. There was none of this, what we've got going on at the moment. There was nothing like that. The world was happy. It was everything was great.
Well, I mean, to be
Yeah.
fair, like it was just funny because you go to, like you go to the parks and stuff like that. Like, we're in Manchester. Usually, you'd see like people like I don't
Chavs,
know,
basically,
chavs making out or drinking Lambrini in the fucking
or trying to
park.
stab
No,
you.
no,
Know,
exactly,
yeah.
stuff like that. But no, they're all just like catching Pokemon. Oh, there's a Diglett over here.
that was the
It's
thing.
a
No.
Diglett. I'll fucking stab you in a minute, mate. Stand
that
there.
was the thing. No, it was very different when you started walking around Manchester. And when someone said, "Give me your phone," it's because they wanted to see what Pokemon you had. It wasn't because they wanted to rob you this time.
Did you ever see the footage of when people were like lying and claiming that there was like a rare Pokemon, like on the other
was that
side
in
of the
New
park,
York?
and they were making everyone run across?
Yeah, that was in New York when they said like a Vaporeon on the page, and it was just like watching
Everyone-
like a herd of zombies legging it across the thing, and you were just like, wow. A Vaporeon was sat outside my
Let's
house
not lie.
the other day.
He would have been part of the crowd running
Yeah,
along.
exactly.
Like, oh my god!
I mean, I can't say that I still play it, but now it's just Pokemon Go's got so crazy that it's put all these new ones in, and I'm looking at them going, I don't actually know what that is.
The thing for me that killed off Pokemon Go for me personally was the fact that you can't level your character up. You can't train them in any way. You can fight with other people.
Yeah.
But what's the point? Everyone's the same level. Like you should be able to train your character. You should be able to battle. Like you're going out in the street, the character is there in the street. Why can't you battle with that character to win it? Like why can't you do that and level your character up? It just if they would have been able to do that, I would play it literally non-stop every day.
Yeah.
Every single day.
It started dying off for me now, but it's taken this long for it to start dying off, and that's just shows you how addicted I was to the game.
That's committed.
That when Pokemon Go come out, I was like, oh.
I used to remember driving and just seeing people with like phones across the dashboard while they're driving.
They were really bad, you know?
Yeah, and like people on the bikes with like a stand and like multiple phones on, like playing Pokemon Go as they're riding the bikes.
It got really bad, didn't it? I mean, everyone just went crazy. There was like car accidents. There was people getting hit by cars. People not looking where they were going, and literally, like, I'm not gonna lie, I fell down a hill while playing it. I remember I was walking through the woods. It was raining, and I was looking at my phone, and I was just kept walking. I didn't realize that the path had stopped, and I was still walking. I was sort of like, oh, I need to somehow get back. So I went to turn, missed my footing, and went down a hill. Literally rolled all the way down to the bottom, landed in like a little stream, and I'm just sort of stood there, caked in mud. My phone, perfect, pristine, nothing wrong with it at all. I just me and I went
in the bushes catching Pokemon. Like, help me.
All that for a scyther and it ran away. Like, are you for real? But no, I mean, that was a happy time for everyone. Everyone was playing Pokemon Go. I didn't know anyone who wasn't.
The whole world was unified.
It was literally, it was so big. It was so big.
It was massive. But they're saying it's bigger now than it was when it first started. I think it's because more people are playing it, but it's because everyone's playing it. Those that were playing it when it first started aren't playing it, but they've probably still got it installed. I mean, I open mine like once a week and catch whatever's near me and then shut it down and leave it for a bit. But that's the
thing. No, I just don't see the point. Like, unless you can trade, like, what is it to get your digital collection of Pokemon? Like, I understand the thingy, but there's no skill to it.
No, there isn't. I mean, let's see what I've currently got. So
I understand it's good for like people who use it as a way to exercise because you had to go and walk and like go to and travel to these places.
Do I look like I exercise? When I said to you before that I'm waiting for my tea, I've ordered takeaway. It's sat downstairs at the moment, and I'm choosing to do this. I can smell it. I can smell cheesy garlic bread, man. This is not good. But no, that's the thing. Pokemon, it has been a big part. Now, Dave, I've got to ask this: have you sort of introduced your son to Pokemon?
I have actually. Yeah, I mean, he's got a Switch, so. Like you say, I bought him some of the newer games.
No. Again, you've got a Switch, Dave. You just let him play
it. He's got a Switch. But it's one of them. Like, I'm so out of touch with the whole Pokemon thing now. Like, obviously, I lost touch really with it like years ago. So yeah. I don't really know where we're up to now. It's the same with like the anime and the films. There's so many.
When they changed the voice of Ash, I stopped watching. Big fan of Veronica Taylor. Big it up. I love her.
Have you shown him the original stuff in the original games yet?
Yeah, he's played. I mean, to be honest, he's played my old Game Boy. I've still got like my old Game Boy Color. He's played that.
Yeah.
I mean,
just because I want to flex here. There's all my Pokemon. I've got all 151 from the original generation on Pokemon Go, and all of Johto. So yeah,
I can smell your virginity coming back.
I would say I need to get out, but if I went out, I'd be playing Pokemon.
Glenn thinks it's cheesy garlic bread, but it's his virginity.
There's nothing at the door waiting for it. I'm back.
So you've introduced your son to the older stuff. You've shown him the older series. Now, did you say you've shown him the older games?
I've showed him the older games. Yeah, I've got Yellow. He's played Yellow. And like you say, he thinks it's like something from the Stone Age, but might as well be banging two pieces of wood together. But
now, with Gold and Silver, if you've still got the original ones, they no longer work because they had a battery in them which had like a time limit, and the time has gone past. Yeah, so I thought to myself the other week, I had meant N64. But it loses all my save. So, and I only needed like 3 more Pokemon to actually have all the original from that I could take from Kanto to Johto as well. And I was like, I need like 3 more. I'm going to do this because I've got both Gold and Silver. So I got my Nintendo 64 out, put Pokemon Stadium 2 in, got my the Game Boy pack, put it into my controller, put my game in, went to play it, and it says it can't do anything. I was like, hang on a minute, why? So I took it out, give it the old blow, put it back in, the magic blow, the dusty cartridge. Took that out, put it back in, nothing worked. So I got my Game Boy out. I've still got my Game Boy Advance. I was like, right, put it in there. Nope, nothing. So I looked it up, why is it not working? And it was literally because there's a battery inside it, and the batteries did have a time limit on them, and the time has passed. So both my Gold and Silver have lost absolutely everything. And I was just like, so wait a minute, you're telling me I've got to start again on like the DS versions of Heart Gold and Soul Silver? All right. I'll do that. I don't mind. I can play it on my laptop. I'm fine.
That's why
That's such a random gimmick, though. I mean, I don't even know why they would do that.
I think it's because the day and night cycle that Gold and Silver had, which, to be fair, was pretty amazing for a Game Boy game. When you went from like Pokemon Red and Blue, where it was just the ordinary 2D sort of rolling around, walking. It's the same time of day. Literally, in the world of Pokemon, the very first games, you've done all 8 badges and done the Indigo Plateau in a day. Because it never changed from day to night. It was constantly the same.
Well, to be fair, Ash has been about 10 for like the past 20 years, hasn't it?
I'm pretty sure we turned 10 at the same point. I'm 33 now. Ash, teach me your ways.
Why don't you age?
Why?
It's like, no, actually, that said, I think there was an episode in the anime where it was like his 11th birthday. It's like, it's been 10 years. He's 1 year.
A big flex here for Pokemon fans from me and Dave is we met the voice of the original Ash Ketchum. It's probably the greatest day of my life.
It was like literally one of our first Comic Cons, wasn't it?
I've still got the picture that she signed for me, and I've got the Pokemon sort of anthology Pokedex thing, which only went up to like Ruby and Sapphire, and she signed that something like "Good luck on your Pokemon adventure."
Yeah.
I've still not gone on this Pokemon adventure yet, but I know that she's wished me luck, and
with that Comic Con, we got really lucky because there was like some amazing like voice actors there. Like you say, you had Veronica Taylor, you had the voice of Goku as well.
Yeah, he was sat next to her. Yeah.
What is it, Sean Schimmel or something like that?
I can't remember his name. Yeah. but you had like Robert Llewellyn from Red Dwarf as well.
Yeah.
Crichton. You had the
Exactly.
cat. You had the
You
cat
had,
was
you had
there
Cat
as well.
as well. Yeah, Danny John Jules, he was there.
Yeah, there was loads. It was such a good Comic-Con to go to.
Amazing, especially for the first one. But
I think we both sort of stood there. I've from this point, I've never been starstruck. And when I'd met Veronica Taylor, I think I sort of stood there like, it's the voice of Hush. And then she started talking. I was like, are you sure you're the voice? And then, all right, close your eyes. So me and Dave closed our eyes. And the next minute, as the voice of Ash, she said, thank you guys for coming. And we're like, best day ever.
It was literally like that.
Just me and Dave just standing in the queue singing the Pokemon theme song.
Glenn had jam jars falling out of his pockets.
Dave was there with the total roll.
But the whole idea of Pokemon though, like I always found it so funny. It's like you're 10 years old and then your mum or whatever, your dad just kicks you out of the house. And, like, you just go on your fucking adventure. Like I'll see you in a couple of years. You know,
you go and travel around the country.
Imagine it though.
Education? Who needs an education? Go. Literally, they're packing off with clean underwear, a sleeping bag, and some rubber gloves.
I remember at the time thinking, "You lucky fuck."
Yeah, innit? Yeah, let's be honest.
Like, I wanted to travel the world and catch Pokemon. That's what I wanted to do.
If there was any world I could live in, it would be the Pokemon world. But that's the thing, though. I think I'd become so lazy as well because I just rely on Pokemon to do You need a drink, Squirtle. You need to cook some food, Charmander. You know, you become a vegetarian, Bulbasaur. I mean, it's all there.
Just give me a leaf.
Just eat the Bulbasaur. Just go catch a new one.
I'm a vegetarian. I'm gonna eat this fucking Bulbasaur. Well, it's technically a leaf.
Oh yeah.
So you expect to cut his leg off and it'd be leaf inside?
Yeah, why not? Oddish.
It's vegetables, I swear.
Find a Bellsprout or an Oddish. You just pick them out of the ground and eat them, you know. So yeah, there's the new Pokemon game coming out, I believe, next year on Switch, which is based in the Hoenn region, which is where Ruby and Sapphire was. And I think I'm right there. And it's based so many years before. So it's an open world Pokemon game. I think what we really, really need is an open world Pokemon game with like the style of Skyrim. That's what we need. That's what we need. That's what the fans want. Give us one like that. You gave us Pokemon Go and you gave us the augmented reality so we can make it look like they're on the street and you can play with them, but you can't. So
for me, I'm not saying it in a bad way, but for me, the style of this new Pokemon game is very, very similar to Zelda. The new one on the Switch, the new Zelda, the Open Breath of the Wild. That's why it's very, very similar in art style to that, which is a good thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying that as a good thing. There's a picture here. I've just quickly googled it, like, because I need to refresh my memory. And one of the first pictures I can see is Ash flying on the Charizard. If you can do that in game, it's instantly worth buying just for that. If I can fly around on a Charizard and fire people, I'm buying that game.
Skyrim.
Just Adam's just sat on a dragon going, I don't like him. Set him on fire. Flamethrower.
Burn him.
You can see him riding his Charizard with like about 50 Pikachu strapped to his arms. It's like, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
I am the Dragon King.
Oh god.
Oh, that's great. Oh god. But no,
it'll be so funny if they do the whole, like you say, if they did make some kind of like epic open world game where it's like something like Skyrim or something, but you still have the problems like you had in the original games where it's like you got a little tiny tree like stood what now?
This path is blocked.
It's like
I'm gonna walk around it.
Step over it. No, don't be stupid.
It's like a leaf about this big, like.
It's like Charizard, burn it down. Now you see, that's not
It's
a
like-
that's not a move. I need to learn cut first before I can cut down the tree. Just you have fire. Give me a spade. I'll dig it out.
Charizard's looking at you like there's literally a gap.
Yeah.
You could literally walk down the side of it. You're like, no, burn this fucker down.
to be honest, with the old games and stuff, it's like with these new ones as well that are coming out, I'll be quite looking forward to hearing the new like renditions of the soundtrack, because I was always a big
Yes.
fan of the old like Pokemon soundtracks. I always thought they were
One of the
great.
ones that I always loved was when you first meet Professor Oak, and it goes and you're just walking along with it. You're like, hang on. And then it stops, and you start like, no, put it back on. Just enjoying that.
I used to like the when you first get a bike in the game. and you
Yeah.
just go- that was one of my favorite
Oh.
things. I used to like that one.
Yeah, there was so many cool themes.
What was your nemesis called?
Or you could name whatever
Gary,
you
well,
wanted.
it was Gary.
Gary, that's it.
Gary.
When you're walking with Professor Oak doing that noise, like getting
you-
that into it, and then Gary turns up like, "Hey, motherfucker, you little
Yeah.
fuck."
And then it's like,
What are you doing?
No, but yeah, I used to love that. Like when Professor Oak would be like talking to Gary, and he's like, "Here's my grandson. I forget his name right now," and then you've got to type it. Oh,
That's
Granddad's
the
song.
that's the early onset Alzheimer's you've got there, Professor. Oak.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah, I forget his name right now.
Oh, you chose a Squirtle. I forgot his name.
It's
What is your name?
it's
Who are
when
you? Why are you here? What are you doing with my Pokemon?
It's when you get into the later games and it goes, I forget again. Are you a boy or a girl? Did you just assume my gender?
Oh god.
It's I'll tell you what though, I do. The music's been great. The games have been great. I am really looking forward to see where they go. Even if I don't end up playing the newer stuff, I'm not overly fussed. But it's nice to sort of see where they go with it.
The sounds though have never been as good as, unfortunately, as a TV series. The original TV series
Oh yeah.
soundtrack.
Oh,
The
yeah.
games were good, obviously. but
That opening theme
if
song.
they could just put the opening themes on the games.
The one
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, the original soundtrack, you can't be beat. I mean, literally, the old anime soundtrack, it was fucking amazing.
I've said it before on the podcast. I think when we were talking about getting older and things like that, is you are never too old for Pikachu, and everyone will remember the lyrics to the song. Doesn't matter how old you are, or who you are. If you grew up watching Pokemon, or it was out at the time you were a child, you're going to know that theme song, and as soon as it comes on, you're going to be like, yes, yes. You know,
It
I
was
wanna
just
be
so
the fucking
epic. I
very
know.
best. Fucking no one ever was.
Well, I mean, you had like, I mean, what was it at the time? Like, obviously Pokemon, and then you had like Digimon as well at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Like they were,
Yeah.
that was the big war at the time. And then obviously Pokemon like kicked its
I
ass.
have never played or watched Digimon.
I've watched it, but I think I've only
No.
played like 2 games of Digimon.
Yeah.
There weren't that many, was it?
Never touched it. I was very
No.
loyal to Pokemon, and I've never to this day still never touched it in any sense. So,
I have in no way touched a Digimon in my life.
I would never.
whatever they say, it's untrue. I never touched it ever.
What the fuck's an Agumon? Well, they even had Mon in them, so
Yeah, all of them were Mon, like Skull Greymon, and yeah. Oh God, I remember Digimon. I might have to go back and watch it at some point.
I actually didn't mind Digimon, to be fair.
No,
thought
I
it was
didn't.
alright. I mean,
It was
obviously
alright.
it didn't compare to Pokemon. but I
Oh
didn't
God,
mind
no,
watching it.
definitely not. Pokemon will always hold one of those treasured place in my heart. It's when I have kids, I'll show them what Pokemon was. Show them the original series. I've shown my nieces and my nephews the original Pokemon series. I mean, I tried watching one of the films not long ago. I think it was like Pokemon Pikachu, I Choose You, or something like that. And it is literally just a remake of the original series in
Oh,
the
the
space of
3D version.
in one film.
Uh-huh.
And it had Pokemon that I've never even seen for, like some weird shadow thing that was sort of looks a bit like a fireball and then sort of hides in the shadows and corrupts other Pokemon. And I was like, what the hell? This didn't happen in the series. What's going on here? But yeah, then they did the remake of the Pokemon first movie.
Yeah, the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back or whatever.
Which doesn't matter how old you are, who you are, that film will always make you cry.
Well, to be honest, I really enjoyed that, like the remake, because I've just watched it with my son a few weeks ago, and it's very loyal to the original one. Like you say, it's obviously they've added more parts to it and that, but even the soundtrack.
I don't think I've seen the remastered one.
Have you not?
No, I've not seen it. I need to watch it.
Netflix at the minute. Watch it on Netflix. It's really.
I know what I'm doing tonight.
I know the whole the Pokemon seasons are on Netflix at the moment, aren't they?
Yes. Is it?
So
is it Johto? Is up to a certain point?
Johto,
or
it's
the orange.
It's all of the like.
Am I talking shit?
I think it's the first 50 episodes of Johto.
Kanto, the Kanto region. Sorry, before he goes to the Orange Islands.
Could be actually. I'm not sure.
Oh Jesus, there's loads of Pokemon. In the UK, anyway. In the UK, there's Pokemon. I Choose You. There's The Power of Us, Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution, the Indigo League series, Sun and Moon Ultra Legends, Happy Birthday to You. That's what's on there at the moment. I've watched all the Indigo League.
I love the Indigo League, and I love the Orange Islands, and I love the theme song. So you want to be a master Pokemon? You have the skills to be number one. I've actually got a playlist on my phone which is literally just Pokemon songs, like Pokemon opening theme songs and stuff.
Well, I remember, honestly, I remember like back in college and stuff like that. And then I think Glenn was one of the only people I knew who actually knew the whole Pokemon rap. I'm sure he probably doesn't remember it anymore now. I mean, you're talking like nearly 20 years ago.
That's the Pokemon. That's the original 150, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
If the music was on, I'd know it, but I don't know off the top of my head anymore now. About to get ready to sort of
He's
put
had a
some
lot more
rhymes
alcohol since then, but
yeah.
He did used to know it.
I want to be the best there ever was. To beat all the rest. Yeah, that's my cause. Nidoran. Oh no! You've just shown me that I don't know it in any way, shape, or form anymore. But yeah, I did.
Take my word for it. You used to know it.
I did. But no. On that note, guys, we'll end it there now. First off, thank you for choosing us. Pokemon, choose. Yeah,
you chose us.
That was bloody awful, wasn't it? So,
it was pretty bad.
And on that
audience,
note,
let me choose you.
Let me get the ending.
Glenn tried to be funny. It failed. But yeah, if you haven't already, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and even tell us what games you want to look at in the future, because I'm pretty sure we've probably played them.
You can also check us out on Northern Dreamers Podcast. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and even here on YouTube.
Tune in next week. And until then, I've been Adam.
I've been Big Dave.
And I've been Glenn. See you next time on the next episode of From Dusty Cartridges to Broken Discs.
Goodbye, all.